Jerini sought out his old ally in misdirection and chaos, and found them in a tunnel system on a prime, seemingly resting. He put the request to them, and they responded simply, "I was wondering how long it would take them." He smiled, as he knew they would have been watching somehow. Who knows, perhaps they'd even been a part of the initial events that had led to this predicament. But either way, the aid was needed, and it was being offered. "I can create the creature Kril's wishes, but it will not be under the control of the gods. This power is too much to be kept as a weapon, to be wielded out as seen fit. It could even be turned upon your own, so no. I will not allow it to be controlled directly." Jerini nodded. He knew all too well the wrath of some of the gods could unleash, and having a pet that could negate all magic would be an unbelievably bad idea from his experiences. "So, how would you ensure it did what it needed to?" "Simple. We create a host body of the divine, and we place that within it, which I will craft for you all. It will negate any magic not of the prime that it comes across. Its gaze like a shutter on the window of the shafts of the morning light. Open or closed, on or off, magic or no magic." Jerini paused for a moment and queried, "But what form will this creature take?" The profile of a female's face could be seen smiling beneath the shadows of her mantle. "It will take the form of one of my lost creations. I will set it loose when it is needed, and then put it back in its box when the task is done." Jerini nodded again, and left to take the reply back to Kril's, and to get a divine husk for it to use to make that which they needed, the creature of anti-magic. Upon the return of Jerini, Kril's listened, and agreed, and fashioned a husk of divinity, akin to the husk the host used to reside within. It was of a malleable form, so it could be moulded and manipulated until it was imprinted with the form it was to take, whereupon it would become as created, for eternity. "Take this to her, Jerini, and do not lose it." He smiled broadly, and let out a laugh as he handed it to the trickster. It was, after all, not the first time he had given him one, only for him to lose it. Jerini nodded and took the husk, folded it down for carrying, and headed to find her once more. When he found her, she had moved a large distance from their last meet, and now she was in an abandoned temple ground of a long-deposed god that even he did not know the identity of. She spoke as he approached. "It belonged to one known as Trego Calavan. Many moons passed. It was before your time." And she smiled broadly as he presented the husk. "So, what do you need me to do?" Jerini asked. "Nothing. Just take word that this shall be done in short time, and he only needs send you with the target and the location when the time is right. Just not for a few weeks, though, or it will not be ready. Okay?" She extended her hand to shake his, but he hesitated. Apologies, my lady, but I hear that is not such a good idea," Jerini said, hesitant to shake her outstretched gloved hand, "as I have seen the results of those who have in the past. Madmen now." "Ah," she smiled again, sighing and looking a little insulted. "But they were mortal, and not of the gods. You are beyond such minor maladies, friend." He slowly took her hand and shook it, limply, as he eyed her suspiciously. "I would not wish to harm you, friend. Besides," and her eyes twinkled with a strange dark light he had not seen before, and he felt he could only describe as divine power flowing from her grasp, "a little madness does the world of good." Jerini pulled his hand from her grasp and half ran from his sight, heading back to the hosts. "And may they thank you for your service, old friend, as I will be thanking you in time." She began to weave her magic, and mould the husk, crafting and shaping this new body to fit within it one of her lost children. Once the realms had been rife with her creations, her triumphs, her monstrosities, but the other gods had ensured they were not long-lived. Such a shame, she thought, as she wove the threads of magic, recreating the monstrous visage of the one she needed, a creation she had only part made when they destroyed her first crafting of such a beauty. This should do nicely, she smiled, as she set about crafting the cavernous maw, beset with eyes, the central one ringed with teeth. This time it will be different, my beauty. You will be fully fledged, and I will name you as I know they already will name you. I shall name you the Abomination. Once finished, this creature stood, or rather suspended, several feet from the ground, over 20 feet across, and was bristling with eyes and snake-like protrusions. The humongous central eye socket sat within a maw of misshapen, over-large, knife-like teeth, and as it opened, there, where should have been an eye, there was a swirling mass of colours and light. Magic within its gaze was drawn into it, and magic not from the prime was instantly severed. The first fully fledged creature of anti-magic had been created, and Malerna was happy, and stroked her new child affectionately. Oh, the fun we shall have.